Self-defense tip number 4.
My favorite technique, you'll see it, is whenever people are grabbing at me, is to either trap or pin that hand, use the other hand or the same hand, and go straight up into the throat. Remember I told you to get this V, and then start traking them. Just pull down and try to pull your fingers together on the back of their windpipe. So you just reach in, grab, and just squeeze. And you can pull them into you this way too. It's real easy. If he's still standing and I have that problem, I may want to pull him in like this and put a little pressure and manipulate him around until I can get the crowd under control. Other ways to break, they come up and grab on your collar. I don't know why people do this. We can go back in, drop our elbows into the radial nerves, press them down. They'll drop right in the front headlocks. I love front headlocks. Twist, turn your head, and back into a bar or a wall or wherever you happen to be. If this guy starts getting antsy and grabbing for your groin or something like that, just simply put a lot of pressure on them and they'll stop. You have people come up and grab. Remember how to break away, for example. And now any of these grabs, it's essential that you throw a real quick distractor, because if it's just muscle to muscle, I may not get away on time, but if we're going through all this wrestling, I go, distract. Now I got away. And I got this hand, or I can reach back here and come in. There's a lot of things that you can do. A lot of guys, they don't like to get hit. When they see you balling those fists up, they get a little tentative, a little nervous. And even if they are hitting with you, and you're in here and we're banging around, they don't like getting hit. They'll go head down and grab you. This is just natural instinct. That's probably what a lot of people will do. When you're in the inside and you're looking at the self-defense moves, if their head's up tall, eye to eye sort of, remember we talked about that earlier, you get eye to eye. I'm in here, he's pushing me back. I want to pull my hands in like this, much like the tip of a bullet. And as he approaches, I'm going to spread my elbows just before I reach up and I grab me a handful of eyes and ears and nose and throat. Okay, but in this case, my first move is he's coming in, we're in here, we're battling. He comes in, I'm going to hit him on the bottom of the chin. I'm actually going to physically hit him, spin him like that, drop him straight into a finishing chokehold. It's real simple. Real simple. Okay, once again, we're in here like this, we're battling and stuff. He comes in, push the head as he's coming, the body will follow. He continues to rotate inside, and they fall straight into this chokehold. If you have problems like this, just knee them, bump them with your knees, pull them off balance. And if you start falling down with them, like he's leaning backwards, use your chest to finish the hold. Just lean into him, okay, as you take them down.
Hey, Jimbo here with a quick announcement. What if you had a handful of simple moves that could end a fight in a couple of seconds, even against larger, stronger men? Well, that's exactly what I've got for you. And it's yours for free from the link in the description. 15 ultra brutal fight any moves that are surprisingly simple to learn. Outside the U.S. Special Forces, not a lot of guys know these. But when it hits the fan and your life is on the line and you need something truly nasty to end a fight in a couple of seconds, you're going to want to know these. This brutal hand-to-hand training is yours for free. Just get to the description below and click on the link. Okay, back to our video.
Self-defense tip number 3.
Now for our next tool, we're going to show you the elbow and how to properly use it. First of all, the focal point on the elbow is about the size of a quarter, so it's just the tip of the elbow. So if you can see the physics behind this, from the legs to the hips to the body to the shoulder, everything is put in to that little tiny point that's chiseled out about as hard as a piece of wood, and that's all going to be grazing down the face. The angle of the elbow can come vertical. I always like you to hit your own hand for training. Horizontal and diagonal. Those are basic angles you can come. So when you train by yourself in the mirror, I want you to do this. Just hit your own hand with your elbows over and over, the 3 different angles. And as you get to do this, now we can start playing. We go eye jab, we go elbow, elbow, we can go headbutt, we can go knee. But look at these tools. We're jabbing an eye, we're elbowing the face. We're slamming the top of our head into the opponent's face. We're driving our knees into his groin. The reason we can do these very lethal tools is because we're in this very lethal range. And that's what makes us different from other martial artists. This is why we can make fighters in a week. All right, Rich, come on in. Now again, when we train the elbow, I want you to picture this. What's going on is the elbow is not trying to hit solid, but it is raking across the face. It's just grazing across the face at different angles. You say, well, why not punch? A punch in this range compared to an elbow would be like if you had a gun and instead of boom, shooting him, you're hitting him on the head with it. That's just how much more lethal this elbow is. Especially when you start putting it in combination. That's when it starts to get nice. So, in a nutshell, what we're telling you is to graze across the face with the elbows when it is appropriate. And again, we will start putting this in combinations. Bear with us.
Hey, don't forget about those 15 brutal fight enders. This training is yours for free from the link in the description. I honestly don't know how long the powers that be will allow this stuff on their platform. It's pretty over the top, but it's easy to learn. So get to the link in the description right away.
Self-defense tip number 2.
What we're going to discuss is hand-to-hand combat or fighting. And it's when someone grabs you or they're going to be throwing punches. You will note that we're going to deal with the realism of what's going to happen to you on the street. The realism is there's big, powerful people up there. We only fight their weakest points. We always have the mindset that they have a weapon with them and that they have friends. If you keep this in your mind, you'll be a much safer person on the street. Experiment and work together. So the beginning of your training is very simple. You must teach yourself not to back up. Not to back up ever. On the street, when you're caught, say just as a grab, when you're caught, never fighting the man's strength. This is waking him up. You see so many people thinking you're going to strike. This wakes that hand up. We want this person asleep. When he catches, you always go forward, no matter what the technique is. You see so many trying to pull away, trying to get into these motions, trying to get into kicks. When someone catches you, when you've been caught, it's instant to come forward. But you're checking your area around it, instantly coming forward. I'm going to show you a couple of the techniques used in this. Training to come forward, relaxing. And this is very basic. This is where your training must begin, the basics. Always looking up, never looking at the person's center area. You're always checking. But teaching yourself to come forward. Teaching yourself to come forward. Must get this man off as soon as you're caught. So again, you're standing there, he's caught you, boom. You sex the damage immediately. You're just coming forward. And this is so important. Your instinct is to go away. Never go away. You have to train yourself. You saw it, again, going to the bridge of the jawbone, just popping him off from here. Now, this is a very simple technique, and it probably won't work for a man this big. Now we're going to have to change things. For a smaller man, I can pop him off like I demonstrated here for the bridge line. Now we're going to have to use a technique that's used for everything. As you watch the higher level gun techniques or whatever, knife, it's here. The hand's going to come forward here. Here, the hand's going to be forward here. As it hits here, I don't care where it is, the hand closes into a fist. He's caught me here, I got to get this guy off. Your hand's in a fist. Again, I did not go to his eyes. I did not do severe damage. Maybe this guy's a star football player or whatever, drank too much. I can't wreck his eyes or whatever. I can't maybe hurt his leg. And this is another fallacy too, where people think people fall down when you kick them. It's not going to happen. This man, I do not have enough power to take this man apart, especially if he's on drugs, drinking a little booze or whatever. He's going to be powerful. You must teach yourself to come forward. Powerful technique, you just came forward, got him off you. And you have to take it to the power that's going to go. Now this is going to be used. It's a cross grab. You got both hands. Here we are again. So many people in the martial arts or whatever want their arm. I don't want my arm. I don't want my arm. He's tied up. He's tied up. This is very, very good. I can look, make my decision where I want to take it. I can make my decision where I want to go. You will never see me pull back trying to kick. Because as soon as I do that, we got a fight going on. I don't want that fight. I'll look, I'll decide. Maybe I just want to pop him in the mouth. Make him let go. But of course, take it to the level that you have to. You're going to see me move in on this guy. You're going to see me move in, get him off. You must have the mindset of coming forward. And this is difficult to grasp because your body has an instinctive motion to fight the arms. Never fight the arms. Never, ever fight his strength. He's just too strong. You're just going to come forward. You're just going to come forward into this person. You got him off, didn't damage him, you got him off. He may come back, as we'll talk in this tape a little later, what to do if he comes back. But you got him off, you can apologize, maybe it'll stop the fight right there. Buy him a beer, whatever it takes. Do not fight this man. You want to keep the legal consequences of going down. Constantly understanding the legal consequences are so important. You see people taking glasses and smashing it in their face, striking their groin, always going to the eyes. If you wreck this man's career or his job, you're going to be paying a lot of money just because he grabbed you. He didn't hurt you. He grabbed you. Totally legal. When you go to a court of law, The one that has the best lawyer wins, and it's too expensive to deal with lawyers when there's not a reason to deal with.
Number 1.
Some of the moves that I have this on for the gripping moves and the arm locks, just because I don't want to wreck my shirt. This gi doesn't represent my ties to martial arts, believe me. It's just so that I don't get anything else wrecked. Some of the things we can do, Bob can grab me. As you've seen in the other videos, this is one of the best moves, and I'll go over this again because it doesn't matter where he grabs me. Boom, and I suck it in like this. That's what pulls him off balance. And then, of course, I'm going to go up and go down, and he'll have to drop. That's a very good move. It works no matter where he grabs me here. Boom, suck it in. He's off balance. I go up because his natural reaction is to pull against me. That's what I want. And then I'm going to go down. Many things we can do after that. However, something that's a little less abusive to people is a snare arm lock. Now for this, he's got a good grip here. The snare is because I put my arm, you'll watch closely, underneath. I have to step out to the side because of the arm length differences between us. My arm is longer. I can't stand in front of Bob and do this. So I have to go to the angle. Once again, hit an angle. My arm goes over and back around underneath like this. If we move around, back like this. Now he's in an arm lock. Okay. Now if he wants to resist me at this point, we start sequencing and chaining things together. He might want to try to hit me. I can do this move, very simple, or I can put the knee into his thigh, or I can start leg kicking him. Personally, I like leg kicking. I'd probably start with that and do some kneeing. But to go over that, once again, very slowly, he grabs me. My arm length is longer, so I must step out to the side. I go around like this. I got him. Now, I want to be very clear on something here. Whenever you start to do arm locks, leg locks, neck cranks, anything that involves a joint, you don't yank, you don't jerk, you take it slow. Because if you have the lock or the choke or whatever, you can do it slow. You don't make up for bad technique by yanking around trying to go fast. That's how somebody gets hurt. This is some of the most dangerous things to teach someone else because they always want to go too fast and hurt you. I've been hurt training people in grappling movements, and not with the striking, really. So you want to go very slow. You see this? Slow, because if I have it, see how he's off balance? We can walk around and we can talk about things. But he's off balance. But I didn't have to yank and jerk around into it. Now, I'll put this on Bob so you can see the difference in the arm lengths. When I grab Bob, you'll see how it's a little easier for him to do this snare arm lock than it is for me. If I grab Bob here, that's also the beauty of having longer arms. That's a better leverage for him. He locks me up more because he has more leverage on me. So if I grab him, that hurts, believe me. So he can go from here, he can do it, he can go on to a variety of things. If he doesn't want to do that, he can just actually jump up in the air and land on his butt, and I'm going to go down. But the snare arm lock, it's a lot easier to learn than some of the ones that you saw in the first videos that Sean Stiles was doing. Those take a little bit of skill and practice. These are easier ones to do. So once again, if I'm grabbing Bob up here, he goes around. And notice how he moves backwards. He's hitting the angle, stepping backwards. That gives him the lock. I have to go on my toes because it hurts too much.
If you haven't signed up for our free monthly product giveaways, you should do that right away. It'll cost you nothing, but every month you have a shot at getting an awesome free product. Get to the link in the description. I'll see you over there.
Thanks for watching our video lessons here at TRS Direct. Hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to our channel here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon and we'll send you a notification when there's a new lesson available. Thanks again for watching.